Peter, first, thanks for joining today. And you have 35 years experience in this automotive industry. And you served in major companies such as Volvo, General Motors, Mercedes, Audi, and others. And you can add to this list now Valens. And I want to ask you, why did you choose Valens to join?
Yeah, I have always been very much interested in cutting-edge technology. And future mobility will be fully electric, always connected, and driven autonomously. And I think that Valens technology is one of these enablers for this kind of individual mobility in the future. So Gideon, Valens has been very successful in the professional audio video business for more than a decade. And then you have decided to go into automotive business, and you have been very successful. And many of the cars being built by Mercedes are already including Valens technology and are on the road in the world. So how did you manage that?
Well, Valens, and look at what Valens as a company did, and I would say we dare to define the future. And if you look at it, the first time we took a dream and fulfilled it is when we created a standard in audio video and invented the HDBaseT. And this invention changed the face of this industry of the audio video. And today we're selling tens of millions of chips in this industry. And then we said it's a time for the second dream. And we decided to elevate this solution to what was unforeseen at this time, the automotive needs. And to become a global automotive supplier. That's what we intended to do. And we did it. We won our first customer, Mercedes, Daimler, and we are today on the road in the premium vehicles, and it's actually getting to more. And I can say that very few Israeli companies ever did it. And actually, back to you, asking you, Peter, from your perspective, what does it take to become a global automotive supplier?
First and foremost, patience. I think it is a cultural difference and the way of doing different business between a big automotive OEM and a small supplier. But once you have technology that is really making a difference and adding a lot of value to the cars and can help solving a problem, I think then there is a good basis. You have to talk to the right people. You have to find the right people to explain our solution. It takes a lot of effort and time. It is very, very much relationship driven. And of course, quality is absolutely key. There is no whatever tolerance for failure. And that actually is all the goodies and the strengths of Valens. And that's why I think that even though we are a small company, have been very successful with our first really big deal with a big European OEM, Mercedes. So, once we have been able to break through into automotive business with the first big contract, so what do you think? Is it a benefit of being a small Israeli company, or does it hinder us on really making global business with the other OEMs?
I think the answer is both. And I don't think that an Israeli company has a single secret sauce for the high-tech industry. I would just say that in the past 2,000 years, we don't have a king and we don't have a pope, so we're used to do whatever we want. And also we dare to dream, and this is what they often call Israeli chutzpah. And also, we used to see the struggles and even sometimes the failures as a stepping stone, something needed towards success, as something that actually make us tough and more resilient towards entrepreneurship. And also today, when you look at Israeli, we have three key ingredients. Today, we do live in a semiconductors ecosystem. We do live in an automotive ecosystem, which is recent, of course, more new than the semiconductors ecosystem. We have today trained talent, and which is very devoted and to make these things happen. And you see the results. Look, the impactful of EcoMotion community is that where we are guest in, and how many countries in the world can host such an event. And back to you. My question now is: do you have any recommendation for Israeli companies that's trying to break into this space?
I think there is a very, very fruitful and good environment and support for technology and startups in Israel. And you see that the environment with very good universities, a military or forces approach on high tech, and well educated and hungry as entrepreneurs is probably the best in the world right now, and that makes Israel so strong in the technology, specifically also in the automotive invention area, where I think the groundbreaking success of Mobileye actually encouraged many other companies to follow and go into the automotive space. And Gideon, now we have talked about your dream and the success of in these areas we have just talked about. So what's the next dream you are heading to?
Well, I hope that if you meet every one of our hundreds of employees in the elevator and you have even single one floor to go together and you ask him this question, all will answer the same answer: to be the connectivity solution of choice for every car. That's the goal.
Sounds great. That sounds really good.
And I think we're on our way, by the way. We just got the MIPI standard organization that select Valens technology to be the baseline for this ultra-high-speed automotive connectivity standard. Immediately after they approved it, IEEE adopted the standard. And we have actually started to see the ecosystem. Mobileye with the IQ5, Sony next generation sensors. We start to have an ecosystem that takes our technology and use it in order to create this ecosystem. And lately, actually, less than a month ago, we just had our tape out of our first chip with A-PHY which is A-PHY compliant, and which is the first chip for this new ecosystem and next generation of connectivity, and we're very, very excited about it. So, Peter, I want to thank you very much for your time today, and thank you everyone to listen to us, and all the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.